So let's talk about investing, stock news, trading. Uh, One of the things that I love to talk about the most, right? Um, I am not so of a nerd into investments. I do have a little bit of knowledge into it, and I think the most important thing to have into an investing mentality, right, is to know the psychology of trading and know that there is something to grasp about anything of a trend, right? Uh, I don't want to give my secrets, but sometimes in pre-markets, right? I would say that's the best example that I could give. Sometimes in pre-markets, things explode, and then you have copies of it that, let's say, another stock is doing the same thing because it's trending, right? You have to understand that these are things that the market is giving you. Now, let's talk about Trump, right? It's all correlated. Trump has a big impact on the stock market. Um, Now, when Trump does all these tariffs, all these momentum, uh, these momentum stuff that reverses everything on its head, he does it for a reason. I know he has to do it for a reason. There's no way you just put 10% trade uh, rates to other countries because you don't want. I mean, it's probably his way of negotiating, but Trump is a finance guy. Trump is a financial guy, right? Um, he's a manipulator of the markets. Let's say we're not gonna go with closed eyes and believe that he's not. We could see that he's profited so much on crypto. So these trade wars that he's having with NATO, right? It's very inconclusive to me at this point. It's not so much about the market right now. It's a lot about leverage. He's trying to have a deal over Greenland, right? He is really considering that Russia and China has a or could get a upper hand on any type of any type of benefit to their side, meaning that Greenland. Well, the thing with Venezuela was that China was getting more of a was more implicated in that country with a lot of deals that were beneficial to China as a supplier, right? As a supplier in China, a supplier something dealing with oil. The China was growing so big in there that the United States didn't have any alternative but to go over there and take over. And this country, this world, these countries will eat each other, and when it goes to war and having the upper hand, there's no diplomacy because they want to take over resources. The more resources that China and Russia could have, the more they are leverage against the United States, and the more United States has leverage, the more leverage the United States has over Russia and China, right? So for me, the markets, what I think of the markets right now is that it's on a standstill. Much of the smaller caps. medium caps are not moving. Anything that's moving right now is big tech. Google, Meta. I mean, yeah, Google, Meta, uh, Nvidia. The market has dried up so much to me that I don't really, look into it because I know that, uh, be that as it may, was it the banks that sold onto retail, and retail is holding the bags now of on a lot of equities on the market. That's what I think. I think that they're squeezing out a lot of retail, and you have to be thoughtful about it, right? So, as an investor, I already know. I see the play. I know what it is, and I'm investing into a company. I won't disclose which one, but I understand that this is a play, that this is the bear market. The shorts are in control. They let it go up a little bit and then they attack again. But like I said, it's part of the trading psychology of trade. Um, what I think are good plays is that data centers, right? Energy, uh, sufficient energy renewal to power up these data centers are exclusively something good that I'm looking into. Um, Defense, won't say what type of defense, but and probably a little bit of retail, right? Commerce, or not commerce per se, but retail, in how can I say, like stores like Walmart, stuff like that. Those are good because I think that the economy or whatever, right? The workforce or everything, we're not doing so good. Inflation is very high, and I think that we are almost on the area um, in which the United States is almost gonna have a reboot, right? A restart, because there's no way of sustaining such low production, uh, with people having less jobs or no jobs at all, and people making less money. So, as the conservatives will put it, they don't want anyone on welfare. They don't want anyone getting subsidized for not working. Uh, so something's gonna happen, and we don't know what. Uh, that's my 2 cents. I don't know much about it, but this is the way I'm thinking into the markets. Um, AI bubble? I don't think so. What is there to burst? Because the way I see it is that these AI functioning softwares, right? They are only gonna get bigger. They're gonna enter into more work spaces. They're gonna substitute a lot of working people and a lot of programs, a lot of things that you use are gonna be AI driven. Um, Probably like DoorDash, Uber, whatever they are. Everything's all the data is being collected through Google, um, to personalize your needs. So AI bubble? No, I don't think so. Why? But they are taking a huge amount of leadway in the markets. So anything that's really bad, or they lose a lot of money, or anything bad news, it brings the market down. So you have to think about that. Now the market is much more AI driven, more tech driven. Um, so everything will change. Even the S&P 500, and most of the companies will change. Um, Meta, you see Amazon trying to do or doing the chips. They're going into chips, producing chips, right? Why? Because they're getting into AI space. Um, so search out for companies and see. Well, I'm gonna tell you this though, and there's no, I'm not giving financial advice or anything like that. I play on what I know and my psychology. So my way of thinking is way different than what you would think, right? One person goes into the market and thinks, well, I think, I think that I'm just gonna buy drones because drones are gonna be, drones are the next big thing. They have a bias and they have a way of thinking and this and that. Uh, so I have no space to tell you anything. Just know that markets, the more successful, and I'm gonna tell you this though, if you lose in the markets, if you are losing money in the markets, that's all part of the game. You know, it's all part of the game. It's not that oh you trade so you must always win. No, that's the that's the fun and the amazing part of trading, investing is know that when you lose money or when you are in the wrong, it's because there is something to learn, right? Psychology. Um, the market is never wrong, and you follow the market based on the high players, the high volume players, to the institutions, the banks, all of it. So if anything sells off, do you know who is selling off, right? An auction. Always try to understand. Information and data is your best friend. Have a great night.